Today we're going to spend a couple minutes talking about Azure. Azure is a group of Microsoft Cloud products. So first off, what does it mean to be a Microsoft Cloud product? It just means that there's no physical thing you can touch or buy. The product actually lives in a server somewhere in a Microsoft building. So let's talk about Azure and what that category of cloud products are. To talk about it more, let's use the analogy of a grocery store. You go into a grocery store and there's lots of different products that have prices. It's the same thing with Azure. It's just a collection of different things that all have individual prices. They could be things like a virtual machine, backup, or disaster recovery. And as you go, finding the price and filling up your shopping cart, there's one main difference within Azure compared to a grocery store, and that's when you actually pay for the products. At a grocery store, you pay for the products before you leave, and then you use them afterwards. In Azure, it's the opposite. You actually don't pay for anything until after you use it. This is called a consumption model. What that means is, after you use things, at the end of the month, you're going to get a bill from Microsoft. That bill could be as little as a couple of dollars, all the way up to hundreds of thousands of dollars. So now that you know a little bit about Azure, let's talk about how you can actually buy it. There'd be two main ways you can go about buying Azure. The first is direct through Microsoft. So you can go online to Microsoft's website, you can find Azure and all the products listed, you can pick what you want, and like we said before, you'll get a bill at the end of the month based on how much you use. That's a direct relationship with Microsoft. Microsoft sends you the invoice. The other option would be to use a partner like SoftwareOne. And when you're using a partner for your Azure consumption, there's two different ways the partner might help you. The first way is through a CSP contract. In another video, we'll talk a little bit more about what CSP means, but the biggest takeaway now is that support is included from the partner. If it's not a CSP contract, it's most likely an enterprise agreement, also known as an EA. The last thing you should know about Azure is that aside from the individual products we talked about, like virtual machines or like backup, there's also a marketplace. That marketplace is where other publishers, so publishers that aren't Microsoft, advertise their software and you can purchase it there. So think of purchasing something like Adobe or VMware, but inside of the Azure marketplace. To learn more about Azure, reach out to SoftwareOne.